A homeless man is caught rummaging through scraps, and the janitor does something shocking without knowing he was a disguised billionaire. A light drizzle falls over New York City as Robert Harlan parks his Mercedes-Benz convertible on a dimly lit street, 3 blocks from the Metropolitan Plaza Mall. He turns off the engine and takes a deep breath, checking himself in the rearview mirror. The man staring back is 58 years old, with neatly trimmed gray hair and skin pampered by expensive treatments. But he's not yet who he needs to be. From the steady hands of a CEO, Robert pulls a tattered plastic bag from the back seat. Inside are worn-out clothes he bought from a thrift store in the Bronx. Faded jeans with genuine rips from years of wear. A flannel shirt that still smells musty even after washing. An old jacket with stains that won't come out. He changes right there in the car's darkness. Each piece of pricey clothing he removes feels like peeling away a layer of who he used to be. Or maybe who he pretended to be. The last thing he does is rub dirt on his hands, face, and neck. He messes up his hair. He checks again. Now, yes. Now he's invisible. "Marina," he whispers to the empty car, "I promised I'd look. For real. 2 years. 2 years since he lost his wife in a stupid accident. A truck that ran a red light. 3 seconds that separated life and death. But Robert knows he lost Marina long before that. He lost her amid business meetings, international trips, dinners with investors. He lost her when he chose to close another deal instead of going with her to chemotherapy. "It's just a cold, Robert. Go close that deal," she'd say, always understanding. Always alone. In the hospital, in her final moments, Marina held his hand with a strength he didn't know she still had. "Promise me one thing." "Anything," Robert sobbed. "Look at people for real. The ones nobody sees. You've spent your life looking at numbers, buildings, profits. Look at people. Promise." He promised. And here he is, 3 months later, keeping it. Robert walks the wet streets, limping on purpose, hunching his shoulders. He learns quickly that a homeless guy doesn't make eye contact. A homeless guy is transparent. People swerve, quicken their pace, pretend he doesn't exist. On the first night, he tried begging in front of a bodega. A well-dressed lady spat on the ground near him. "Get a job, bum." He wanted to yell that he had 5,000 employees, that he signed million-dollar checks. But he stayed quiet. And he learned. Now, on his 12th expedition, Robert knows the best spots. And the worst ones too. He knows that in front of fancy restaurants, security kicks you out. He knows that at some churches, folks give food, others give sermons. And he knows that behind the Metropolitan Plaza, the mall his own company built, they toss good food in the dumpster every night. The irony isn't lost on him. It's 10:45 p.m. when Robert reaches the back of the mall. The service area is poorly lit, filled with massive trash bins. He heads to the one from the food court. He lifts the heavy lid. The smell is strong, a mix of spoiled food, cleaning supplies, something sweet and rotten. But there, near the top, he sees the takeout containers. Many still sealed. Cold French fries, half-eaten burgers, pizza with just one bite taken. The waste sickens him. How many families could eat from this? He's reaching for a container when he hears footsteps. "Hey! Get out of there!" Robert shrinks back, braced for the usual boot. But when he turns, it's not a security guard. It's a black woman in a blue janitor's uniform, holding 2 still-hot takeout boxes and a thermos. Janae Washington is exhausted. She's always exhausted. 12 hours scrubbing bathrooms, hallways, stairs. 12 hours putting up with customers who litter right after she cleans. 12 hours invisible. But when she sees the man hunched over the trash, her heart aches like it always does. "Sir, hold on," she says, softer. You don't need to dig in there. Robert eyes her warily. He's used to tricks. People who fake kindness for a photo, to feel superior. Janae holds out the takeout boxes. This was going in the trash anyway. Leftovers from the diner. Still warm. Why? Robert's voice comes out gravelly, disguised. Why what? Why are you giving it to me? Janae smiles, a tired but genuine one. Because nobody deserves to eat out of the garbage, right? My mom always said, Janae, if you have food and see someone hungry, share it. God's watching. She sets the boxes on the edge of the bin, along with the thermos. Coffee in here. It's chilly tonight. Robert takes the food with trembling hands. When was the last time someone gave him something expecting nothing in return? He can't remember. Thank you, ma'am. Janae. Call me Janae. She glances at her worn watch. Gotta get back, or that witch Patricia will write me up. But listen, every Thursday there's extra food. If you want, I'll leave it here at 11 p.m. Nobody has to know. Why Thursday? Pizza promotion day at the joint. Always leftovers. Janae's already walking away. What's your name? Bob. Call me Bob. Alright, Mr. Bob. Next Thursday, I'll leave more, okay? And she disappears through the service door, back to the shift that never ends. Robert stands there alone, holding hot food for the first time in weeks of this experiment. He opens the first box. Beef stroganoff with rice and potatoes. He eats slowly, and each bite tastes like something money never bought. Guilt. Immense guilt. This woman, who clearly has nothing, just took food from her own mouth to feed him. And he's testing her. Playing homeless while he has millions in the bank. But he needs to know. Needs to understand what Marina saw that he never did. That night, back home, a 4,000 square foot penthouse overlooking Central Park, Robert can't sleep. He stares at Marina's photo on the nightstand. She smiles in that picture, but now he recognizes it. The smile of someone tired of smiling alone. I'm looking, love, he whispers. And it hurts so much. The bedroom door opens without a knock. Matthew, his 32-year-old son, barges in already talking. Dad, I need your signature on these contracts. The construction team is. Matthew, it's 2 in the morning. So? You never went to bed early anyway. Sign here. Robert looks at his son. When did Matthew become so much like him? The same impatience, the same obsession with business, the same disdain for anything that doesn't make money. How's Grandpa? Matthew frowns. What's with Grandpa? Did you visit him this month? Dad, he's in that fancy assisted living place we pay for. Round-the-clock nurses. He's fine. But did you visit? I don't have time for that. Just sign, come on. Robert signs. And feels a lump in his throat. He created this. He raised a son who treats his own grandfather like a line item on the balance sheet. Matthew, when was the last time you helped someone? For real? His son laughs. I helped close the Northside Towers deal. 300 families are getting homes. 300 families that'll be paying mortgages for 30 years. It's business, Dad. You're acting weird. Still grieving? Want me to set up a therapist? No. Go. When Matthew leaves, Robert turns back to Marina's photo. And he cries. He cries because he sees in Matthew everything he used to be. And he cries because he knows Janae, on a janitor's wage, is richer than both of them combined. She has something they lost. Humanity. The following Thursday, Robert returns. This time, he arrives earlier. By 10:30 p.m., he's hidden behind the bins, watching. He sees Janae come out the service door, look around, and leave 2 takeout boxes on the bin's edge, along with a thermos and a folded note. She doesn't see him. She hurries back inside. Robert waits until she's gone. Then he approaches. Grabs the food. Opens the note. "Mr. Bob, I don't know if you can read, but I wanted to leave a message. There's chocolate cake today too. My daughter made extra. Hope you like it. God bless. Janae." The handwriting is neat, the kind from someone with limited schooling but who learned through effort. And there's a small drawing in the corner. A heart. Robert pockets the note. And for the first time in 2 years, he smiles for real. In the weeks that follow, he returns faithfully. Always Thursdays. Janae always leaves food. Sometimes with notes. "It's cold today, added extra coffee. Found this scarf in Lost and Found, nobody claimed it, want it?" On the 5th week, their first real conversation happens. Janae takes an early break at 10:45 p.m. Sees Robert eating the takeout she left. "Mr. Bob. Thought I'd lost you. I'm here. Every time. Every Thursday, right?" She sits on the bin's edge, exhausted. "You live around here?" Robert hesitates. "Under the Brooklyn Bridge overpass." "Wow, that's rough." "Yeah. But we manage." Silence. Janae fidgets with her hands, nervous. "Can I ask you something, Mr. Bob?" "Sure. Do you have family?" The question hits Robert in the chest. "I did. Lost them. I'm so sorry." She says it looking right into his eyes, with a sincerity that hurts. "And you? Family?" Janae's face lights up. "Got 3 kids. Carlos, 15. Pedro, 14. And Lucy, 12. Sounds nice. It's why I get up every day." She checks her watch. "Anyway, gotta head back. But next Thursday I'll come early, we can talk more, okay?" "Okay." And Robert realizes he's looking forward to next Thursday. He, who's dined with presidents and celebrities, is eager to chat with a janitor behind a mall. Because Janae sees him. For real. If you had the power to become invisible for a day, would you have the guts to see how people treat those nobody notices? What would you learn about who people really are? 3 months pass. 3 months of Thursdays Robert anticipates like a kid waiting for Christmas. He keeps being the billionaire CEO from Monday to Wednesday. Signs contracts, fires, hires, expands the empire. But on Thursdays, he's Mr. Bob. And Mr. Bob has a friend. Janae now uses her 30-minute break to sit with him. She brings food, always denying it's from her own share, but Robert suspects, and they talk. She speaks proudly of her kids. Of Carlos, who wants to be a mechanic. Of Pedro, who's a whiz on the soccer field. And she talks about Lucy. "My girl's special, you know, Mr. Bob." Janae smiles, but there's sadness in her eyes. She's sick. Has leukemia. Robert chokes. "What?" "Found out last year. At first I thought it was just fatigue, she was always tired. But then the tests." Janae wipes away a quick tear. "She needs a bone marrow transplant. We're on the Medicaid waitlist, but you know how it is, takes forever." "What about private insurance?" Janae laughs, a sad laugh. "Mr. Bob, I make minimum wage plus a bit. Barely covers rent and groceries. Private treatment costs what I wouldn't earn in 10 years. But, the company? Doesn't the mall have a plan?" "They do. But it only covers basics. Transplants aren't included." She sighs deeply. But we don't give up, right? God's got a plan. Robert wants to scream that he can make it happen. That he could call now, wire the money, fix it in 5 minutes. But he can't. Not yet. Because he needs to know how far her kindness goes. Needs to see if she'll keep helping a smelly homeless guy even as she sinks herself. It's awful. He knows it's awful. But he needs to know. Does your daughter know you're working so hard for her? She does. And she knows it's for her that I don't quit. Janae smiles again, genuine this time. The other day she said, "Mom, when I get better, I'll work and you can rest." Can you imagine? 12 years old and already thinking of supporting me. You're an amazing mom, Janae. I just do what any mom would. But Robert knows that's not true. He knows high society moms who outsource even love. Who leave kids with nannies while jetting to Paris for handbags. That night, as Janae heads back to work, Robert sits there staring at the overcast New York sky. And for the first time since starting the experiment, he wonders if he's not becoming a monster. The bomb drops on a Tuesday. Robert's in the office, in a meeting about international expansion, when his assistant interrupts. Mr. Harlan, Patricia Drummond, the manager at Metropolitan Plaza, is on the line. Says it's urgent. Robert frowns. Patricia. He's heard of her. New manager, ambitious, kind of ruthless in HR reports. But effective. Put her through. Mr. Harlan. What an honor to speak with you personally. Patricia's voice is overly sweet. I'm calling because I implemented new security and image guidelines at the mall, and I'd like your approval. What guidelines? Ban on employees' tack. ING food scraps. It was drawing homeless folks to the service area. Hurt the mall's image. Robert's blood runs cold. What do you mean? We had staff, mostly janitors, feeding street people with food court leftovers. Sets a bad precedent, sir. I had to suspend a janitor last week for insubordination. Which janitor? Janae Washington. Repeat offender. Warned her 3 times, she kept feeding a specific homeless guy. Had to make an example. Robert hangs up on her. His hands shake. Janae was suspended. Because of him. Lost a week's pay she can't afford. And yet. He grabs his phone. Calls mall security. Hello, this is Robert Harlan. I want all footage from the service area the last few Thursdays. All of it. Email it to me in 1 hour. Robert watches the videos that night. And what he sees breaks his heart into pieces. In the first clip, Janae arrives with 2 takeout boxes. Leaves them on the bin. Walks away. In the second, she brings 3. Eats 1 quickly, 5 hasty bites. Leaves the other 2 for Mr. Bob. In the third, she eats nothing. Just leaves the 2 boxes and rushes back. Robert fast-forwards to the suspension week's footage. Sees Janae confronted by Patricia Drummond. No audio, but body language tells it all. Patricia yells, jabs a finger in Janae's face. Other staff stop to watch. It's calculated public humiliation. Janae tries to explain. Patricia laughs in her face. Makes a throat-slitting gesture, fired. And Janae? Janae just lowers her head. Accepts it. Walks away. But the next Thursday, there she is. Even suspended, no paycheck, she returns. And leaves food for him. Robert closes the laptop and vomits. Literally vomits from disgust at himself. He's toying with the life of a woman barely feeding her own kids. Testing her kindness while she starves. While her daughter dies. Marina was right. He didn't see people. Not even now. The next Thursday, Robert almost doesn't go. He's ashamed, revolted by himself. But Janae deserves an explanation. Deserves the truth. He arrives early. Waits. 10:45 p.m., here she comes. But she's different. Too thin. Deep dark circles. Walking slow, like each step hurts. Janae? She turns, startled. When she sees it's him, she smiles. That tired smile. Mr. Bob. Thought you'd given up on us. Never. He steps closer. Janae, you okay? I'm great. You're not. You've lost weight. Just the hustle, you know. Picked up extra shifts. Why? Janae hesitates. Then sighs. She's too tired to lie. Lucy's gotten worse. Docs say without the transplant, she has, just a few months. Her voice cracks on the last word. And Robert watches her crumble. That strong woman who endured humiliation, who fed a stranger from her own plate, crumbles. I don't know what to do anymore, Mr. Bob. Took out loans. Sold everything I could. Begged everyone. And it's not enough. Never will be. She cries. Sobs. And Robert, the billionaire disguised as a homeless man, just hugs her. It's an awkward, uncomfortable embrace. But it's all he can give without revealing who he is. How much short? He asks carefully. 280,000. Could be $1 million, doesn't matter. I'll never have it. What if you did? If someone just gave it? Janae pulls back from the hug, looks at him. Nobody's gonna give it, Mr. Bob. I don't know folks with that kind of cash. And even if I did, why would they help me? Because you're worth it. Me? She laughs without humor. I'm nobody. Janitor who didn't finish high school. Single mom. Poor. Invisible. Who'd even notice me? I do. Janae goes quiet. Then puts a hand on his shoulder. Thank you, Mr. Bob. For real. These months, you've become my friend. And friends? They're priceless. She checks her watch. Needs to get back. But before going, she turns. Why do you keep coming? Even after the mess I caused, the risk of you getting chased off? Robert chooses his words carefully. Because you reminded me I'm human. You see a homeless guy and see a person. Everybody needs someone who sees them. Janae smiles. And it's the saddest smile Robert's ever seen. Yeah. Everybody needs to be seen. And she heads back into the mall, leaving Robert alone with his guilt. That night, Robert doesn't go home. He goes to the office. Calls lawyers, the board, his son. Matthew, round up the team. Emergency meeting. Now. Dad, it's 3 in the morning. Now. By 4 a.m., the boardroom is full. Directors with bleary eyes, confused lawyers, irritated Matthew. What's so urgent it couldn't wait till morning? Robert projects a chart on the screen. Salaries for the company's outsourced workers. This is a disgrace. Dad, those are market rates. Those are poverty wages. Robert slams the table. While we're raking in billions, people here work 12 hours and can't pay their electric bill. This ends today. Mr. Harlan, the CFO interjects, if we raise wages across the board, profit margins. Screw the profit margins. Stunned silence. You heard me. Screw them. My wife died while I counted cash. And I won't let anyone else die because I want another zero in the bank. Robert points at the screen. By month's end, every outsourced worker gets a 40% raise. Every one. And we implement full health coverage. Full. Including transplants, experimental treatments, everything. But sir. No buts. Do it. Or I fire everyone in this room and do it myself. Matthew stands. Dad, this is insane. We'll lose millions. No. We'll gain humanity. And you're coming with me. Where? You're working a week as a janitor at Metropolitan Plaza. I want you to get what it's like to be invisible. I am not. You are. Or leave the company. Choose. Matthew looks at his dad. He's never seen him like this. Hard, unyielding, almost desperate. Fine. I will. Robert exhales. Meeting's over. Implementation report in 48 hours. When everyone leaves, Robert sits alone in the room. Looks at Marina's photo he always carries in his wallet. I'm trying, love. But I screwed it all up. Like always. Janae took food from her own mouth to feed a stranger while her daughter was dying. Was that kindness or recklessness? Where does our duty to family end and our duty to others begin? The next Thursday is the hardest. Robert arrives and Janae's not there. By 11 p.m., nothing. 11:30, nothing. Panic rises. What if she quit? What if something happened to Lucy? At 11:45. She appears. But she can barely walk. Stumbling, leaning on the wall. Janae. Robert runs to her. I'm okay, just dizzy. When'd you last eat? Silence. Janae. Day before yesterday. Robert feels the world spin. 2 days. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. Why? Needed the cash for Lucy's meds. He catches her before she falls. Sit. Now. Janae obeys, too weak to argue. Robert opens the takeout she brought, for him, not her, and puts it in front of her. Eat. But that's yours. Eat. She eats. And Robert sees a woman killing herself slowly. Working 18 hours a day, no food, no sleep. All for a dying daughter. Janae, stop. Stop this. You'll die. So what? She looks at him, eyes empty. If Lucy dies, I died with her. Better I die trying to save her than live watching her go. Don't talk like that. Why not? It's the truth. She finishes eating, mechanically. You know what's worst, Mr. Bob? It's not the money. Not the exhaustion. It's looking at my daughter and lying. Every day she asks, Mom, is it gonna be okay? And I lie. I say, yes, baby. God's got it. But I don't know if it will. I don't know anything. Robert wants to tell her. Wants to yell, I can save her. I have the money. Stop suffering. But something stops him. Fear. Fear that when she learns who he is, everything changes. That she'll see him like everyone else does, as a wallet. As a fix. Not as a person. So he takes the coward's way. God's got a plan, Janae. She laughs bitterly. Everybody says that. God's got a plan. But when? When my daughter's gone? Then God's plan ended her suffering? Don't think like that. Then how should I think? She stands, still dizzy. Sorry, Mr. Bob. Shouldn't unload on you. You've got enough problems. Your problems are my problems. Janae smiles sadly. You're a good man. But kindness doesn't pay medical bills, huh? And she heads back into the mall, leaving Robert in the rain that's starting to fall. The following Monday, Robert's called to an emergency meeting at Metropolitan Plaza. Patricia Drummond organized a charity event and wants him there. It's great for the company's image, Mr. Harlan. We'll raise funds for needy families. Robert agrees to go. He wants to see what kind of person Patricia Drummond is. The event's on Saturday. Main atrium of the mall, decked out with balloons and solidarity banners. Photographers, press, rich folks pretending to care. Patricia's beaming. Expensive dress, perfect makeup, rehearsed smile. Mr. Harlan. So thrilled you're here. She clings to his arm, poses for pics. Nice event, Patricia. Thank you. You know, I've always believed in giving back to the community. That's why I started this campaign. We've raised almost 50 grand already. Where's the money going? Vulnerable families. Carefully selected. Something in her tone rubs Robert wrong. But he lets it slide. The event goes on. Charity auction. Speeches. Lots of self-promotion in the name of goodwill. And the staff. All there, forced to donate. Robert spots Janae in the corner. She's crying. Next to her, a mid-level manager. Janae, it's just $200. Everyone's chipping in. But I don't have 200. My daughter's meds. Everybody's got an excuse. You want to look bad? Robert walks over. The manager pales. Mr. Harlan. I was just. Just what? Shaking down a vulnerable employee? No. It's voluntary donation. Then why is she crying? Silence. Patricia swoops in, the savior. Mr. Harlan, little misunderstanding. Janae here is, how shall I put it, troublesome. Always complaining. Complaining about what? Everything. Pay, conditions, hours. Some people don't appreciate opportunities. Robert looks at Janae. She's head down, humiliated. Janae, look at me. She lifts her head. And freezes. Because for the first time, she sees Robert Harlan for real. In a suit, clean, powerful. And something's familiar in those eyes. Sir. How much did they ask for donation? $200. Robert pulls out his wallet. Counts 500 in bills. Hands it to Janae. Here. 200 you donate if you want. 300 for your daughter. Sir, I can't. You can. And you can go. You're off for the rest of the day. Patricia jumps in, nervous. Mr. Harlan, with all due respect, we can't set precedents. Shut up, Patricia. The whole mall goes quiet. Robert turns to everyone. Anyone else pressured to donate? 15 hands go up. All right. You're all reimbursed. See HR Monday. He looks at Patricia. You. My office. Monday, 8 a.m. Bring a lawyer. And he walks out. Janae stands there, clutching $500 and shaking. Because she saw something in those eyes. Something that can't be real. Can't be. That Thursday, Robert returns disguised. Doesn't know if Janae will show. Doesn't know if she figured it out. 10:45 p.m., she appears. And brings food. But her demeanor's changed. Mr. Bob. Janae. She sits. Stares at him. Studies him. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why do the mall owner's eyes look just like yours? There it is. The moment. Janae. He gave me $500 on Saturday. And he looked at me the same way you do. Like he sees a person. Not a janitor. A person. Janae, I can explain. Are you him? Silence. Are you him? Robert removes his beanie. wipes some dirt from his face. And even disguised, she sees it. Oh my God. Janae stands. You were testing me? Playing poor for kicks? No. It wasn't like that. Then what? You wanted to see the dumb janitor feed the bum? Laugh at me? I wanted to understand. Robert yells, desperate. My wife died asking me to look at people. The ones nobody sees. And I didn't know how. So I became invisible. To feel. To learn. And me? What was I? A guinea pig? You are, the most incredible person I've ever met. Janae laughs, but it's angry. You had the money to save my daughter from the start. And you watched me kill myself. Get humiliated. Starve. Why? Because I needed to know if real kindness still existed in the world. At my expense? At the cost of my daughter? Robert cries. I know. I know I was a monster. But Janae, I'll fix it. I'll pay for the transplant, Now that I've caught you. How convenient. She backs away. I don't want your money, Mr. Harlan. I don't want anything from you. But Lucy I'll handle alone. Like I've handled everything alone. Janae, please. Don't talk to me ever again. And don't come back here. She enters the mall. And Robert stands in the rain, knowing he's lost the one valuable thing he had. Her friendship. Robert had the power to help from day one, but chose to test Janae's kindness first. Was that a search for truth or cruel manipulation? When someone in power tests the less fortunate, is it ethical? Robert doesn't sleep for 3 days. Tries calling Janae, she blocked him. Tries going to the mall, she switches shifts to avoid him. Tries sending money, she returns it. Dad, forget that woman, Matthew says. She's ungrateful. You offered help and she turned it down. Shut up. You don't get it. I get that you're obsessed. She's just a janitor. Robert turns to him, dangerous. Finish that sentence. I dare you. Matthew backs off. He's never seen his dad like this. Sorry. You know the difference between you and Janae? She has more humanity on minimum wage than you do with millions. She sees people. You see numbers. Dad. Get out. Before I say something I'll regret. Matthew leaves. And Robert stares out the penthouse window at the city he built. Skyscrapers with his name. Malls he designed. Billions he amassed. And he feels like the poorest man in the world. On a Tuesday at 2 p.m., Robert's phone rings. Unknown number. Hello? Mr. Harlan? This is Carlos. Janae's son. Robert sits. Carlos. Everything okay? No. Lucy's really bad. Mom won't call you, but I don't know what to do anymore. Where are you? Bellevue Hospital. Pediatric ward. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Robert enters the hospital and the antiseptic smell takes him back. Marina died in a room like these. Cold, white, lifeless. Carlos waits in the lobby. A 15-year-old boy with an old man's face. Too tired for his age. She's in room 412. But my mom. She'll be mad. I know. Robert goes up. Knocks on 412. Janae opens. When she sees who it is, she tries to slam it. He holds it. Hear me out. Just 5 minutes. I got nothing to say to you. But I do. He looks inside the room. Sees Lucy in the bed. So small, so fragile. Bald from chemo, skin yellowish. Please, Janae. Not for me. For her. Janae looks at her daughter. At Robert. And opens the door. They step into the hall. Janae crosses her arms, defensive. Talk. Robert takes a deep breath. I was a coward. Selfish, manipulative, cruel. I should have told you who I was from the start. Should have helped right away. But I was. His voice breaks. I was scared. Scared of what? You're one of the richest men in the country. Scared that nobody would see me for real. My whole life, people look at me and see money. Power. A chance. Nobody sees me. When I disguised myself as homeless, you saw me. For the first time in decades, someone saw me as a person. And I didn't want to lose that. So you lied. Yes. And it was awful. But Janae. He takes her hand. She doesn't pull away. What you gave me these months, the kindness, the friendship, the humanity, it saved me. I was dead inside. You brought me back. Janae wipes a tear. You used me. I know. And I'll spend the rest of my life making it up. But right now, let me do one right thing. Let me save Lucy. I don't want to owe you anything. You won't owe. This isn't a deal. It's love. I love you, Janae. Not romantic. The way you love someone who taught you to be human again. Janae breaks. Cries. And Robert hugs her. This time, no disguise. Okay, she whispers. Save my daughter. In 48 hours, Robert assembles the country's top medical team. Transplant scheduled. Compatible donor found, thanks to the network Robert activated. But something's off. Patricia Drummond's vanished. Mr. Harlan, the lawyer, calls Thursday morning. We looked into the charity event. Patricia embezzled $150,000. And she's on the run. Find her. We did. She's trying to leave the country. JFK Airport. Robert smiles. A smile that scares. Send the cops. I want her. Arrested before her flight. The event Robert organizes isn't charity. It's justice. Sunday at Metropolitan Plaza, he calls everyone. Staff, management, press. The main atrium's packed. Patricia arrives in cuffs. Cops on either side. On stage, Robert in a suit. Beside him, Janae. In a simple dress, but dignified. Thanks for coming, Robert begins. I want to tell a story. About a rich man who forgot to be human. And a poor woman who never did. He tells it all. The disguise. The Thursdays. Janae's kindness. Patricia's cruelty. This woman, he points at Patricia, stole from vulnerable families in the name of charity. Shook down employees. Bullied the weak. Patricia tries to speak. Mr. Harlan, I can explain. Explain it to the judge. You'll answer for embezzlement, extortion, and abuse of power. The cops drag her out. She screams, flailing. You can't do this. I was just doing my job. Your job was managing. Not tormenting. As Patricia's hauled away, Robert turns to the crowd. I spent months invisible. And I learned the invisible see more than anyone. Janae, he takes her hand, showed me wealth without humanity is just disguised poverty. Janae takes his hand. That's why I'm announcing, the Marina Harlan Foundation. Dedicated to helping families with kids in medical treatment. And the director. He looks at Janae. Is Janae Washington. The mall erupts in applause. Janae cries. I don't know how to do this. You saved a homeless man by sharing your food. You can do anything. Matthew, in the crowd, watches silently. And for the first time, he gets it. Dad wasn't crazy. He was learning to be human. After the event, he finds Robert. Dad. About what you said, about me being like you used to be. It's true. You are. But you can change. I'm changing. How? By looking at people. For real. You coming with me tomorrow? Where? Working as a janitor. A week. You promised. Matthew hesitates. Then nods. Yeah. And Robert hugs his son for the first time in years. If someone deceived you about their identity, but through that deception you discovered truths about yourself, would the deception be justified? Where's the line between character test and manipulation? Lucy's transplant happens on a rainy Tuesday. Robert waits in the lounge with Janae, Carlos, and Pedro. 12 hours of surgery. You think it'll work? Carlos asks, anxious. It will, Robert says. It will. And it does. At 8 p.m., the doctor comes out smiling. Complete success. Lucy's going to be fine. Janae collapses to the floor, sobbing. Robert helps her up. And they hug. Two strangers turned family. 6 months later. Lucy's home, hair starting to grow back, color returning to her face. She draws at the kitchen table. Janae comes home from work, but now it's not janitorial. It's office work, 9 to 5, fair wage. She can hardly believe it's real. Mom. Lucy runs to her. Look what I made. It's a drawing. 4 figures. A woman, 3 kids. And a man in a suit. Who's that? Janae points to the man. Uncle Bob. He's family now, right? Janae smiles. Yeah, baby. He's family. At the Marina Harlan Foundation, Janae helps the 30th family that month. A mom with a son battling cancer, no money for treatment. We'll take care of it, Janae says, holding the woman's hand. It's gonna be okay. The mom cries. Thank you. Thank you. And Janae gets it. She's now what Robert was to her. Salvation. Hope. Matthew finishes his janitor week changed. On the last day, he finds his dad. Dad. I get it. Get what? Why you did it. I spent a week invisible and, it was awful. How people treat you, ignore you. I never imagined. Robert smiles. And now? Now I want to change. Do things different. Then come work with me. For real. Not in business. At the foundation. Matthew agrees. And for the first time, Robert feels he has a real son. Not an heir. A son. 2 years later. The Marina Harlan Foundation has helped 2,000 families. Janae's a national speaker on worker dignity. Lucy, now 14, wants to be a doctor. Carlos is a mechanic, Pedro a soccer player. The family thrives. But most important, Robert found peace. He visits Marina's grave every week. And tells her about the people he's helped, the lives he's changed. I looked, love, he whispers. Looked for real. And what I saw changed me. A hand on his shoulder. Janae. She's proud, you know. You think? I know. You honored her wish. And saved a lot of people in the process. Including yourself. Robert stands. They walk back to the car together. Thursday's still our day? He asks. Always. But now we dine at a restaurant, not the dumpster. She laughs. Better, huh? Much. But you know, those dumpster days mattered. That's where I met my best friend. Robert smiles. And I met the woman who taught me being rich has nothing to do with money. 5 years later, epilogue. The opening of the new pediatric wing at Bellevue Hospital is a national event. Funded by the Marina Harlan Foundation, it'll serve thousands of underprivileged kids. On stage, Robert and Janae cut the ribbon together. Camera flashes. Applause. A reporter approaches. Ms. Washington, how does it feel to be discovered by a billionaire disguised as a homeless man? Janae thinks. Then smiles. I wasn't discovered. I was always here, doing right. He discovered himself. Through the kindness of people the world ignores. In the end, we saved each other. The reporter turns to Robert. And you, sir? Regret the disguise? Robert looks at Janae. At Lucy, now 17, healthy and beautiful. At Carlos and Pedro, fine young men. At Matthew, working at the foundation and a new dad. No. Because I learned you only see what matters when you strip away the fakes. Wealth, power, status, it all blinds. But when you're invisible, you finally see. And what I saw changed my life. That night, after the event, Robert goes home. But not to the penthouse. To the basement of Metropolitan Plaza. To the spot where it all began. He sits on the bin's edge. And smiles. Because it was here, in this forgotten place, that he finally found himself. Here a janitor taught him kindness isn't weakness. That goodness has no price. That humanity is the only wealth worth having. His phone buzzes. Text from Janae. You out there by that trash again, huh? Stop being dramatic and come for dinner. Lucy made cake. He laughs. And replies. On my way. Thanks for everything, friend. For nothing. That's what friends are for. To see us. For real. And you? If you could choose between all the world's riches but being invisible as a person, or having nothing but being truly seen by those who matter, what would you pick? In the end, what defines us, what we have, or how we treat those with nothing to offer us? True wealth isn't in what we accumulate, but in the humanity we keep. When we drop the social masks and become invisible to the world, we finally see what matters: genuine kindness, selfless empathy, unconditional love. Robert learned being seen as a person is worth more than all the billions. And Janae showed dignity comes not from paychecks, but from character. In the end, they saved each other, he through her generosity, she through his redemption.